So we're going to start this video with looking at some future draft prospects that we're going to be talking about after this season. Because remember, we are still going to lose a lot of games. At least I hope we are. This simulation freaks me out a little bit. But Manute Bol's son, Bol, is basically the only center in the upcoming draft at the moment who will be available where we would be, which is towards the top. He's extremely tall, and he shows some decent athleticism as well as some offensive capabilities. The question is, can he just build the strength, and can he really just develop the all-around game? I mean, we would definitely select him if we had the opportunity, and I'm not going to go too deep into detail with all these guys. Here's RJ Barrett, who may be the number one overall pick, but we can talk about him a little bit here. If we were going to select Barrett, we would probably want to convert him into a point guard, just because he's another wing who, I mean, he's got some handles, so maybe he could be converted into a point, but I mean, at that point, between him, Devin Booker, Michael Porter Jr., TJ Warren, Josh Jackson, there might be too many wings on the team, and I think the same thing could be said if we selected Cameron Reddish as well, a big two-guard who is really impressive with the ball in his hands, attacking the basket, finishing at the rim, and all those things. I do think we are about capped out when it comes to wing players, and if we selected one of these guys, then someone like TJ Warren would definitely be out. And we should talk about Zion Williamson as well. He would be interesting just because he might be able to get to a point where he can be the primary ball handler on a team, like be a big assist guy. Maybe that would warrant us selecting him, I don't know. Again, these are just little peeks at these guys. We're going to go in depth when we get to that point, but we're not there right now. But I figure we would talk about it a little bit. I made a little note of how the simulator scares me. This is pretty scary. We're winning too many damn games right now, okay? Like, we still want to tank here. We want to look good while doing it and have some close games, but we don't want to be 5 games under 500 as we were for a moment there. We do get our act together and we start losing again. 11th in the conference, so that's okay, I guess. What's going on around the league? Well, Russell Westbrook is currently running the MVP show, number 1 in the NBA so far in voting. You know what's funny about Westbrook? He's going to be like Oscar Robertson, where he basically averages a triple-double for like 4 years, but he technically only averages it for 1 season, which is apparently noteworthy. He throws an alley-oop to Dwayne Wade here. Shout out to D-Wade for still being able to get up there. Maybe Dwayne Wade will be dunking when he's like 40 years old. He must be about 40 years old in the game right now, because we're already a year advanced. I don't know what I'm talking about. If we look at us, Devin Booker is doing his damnedest to stop 2K from making him only average 18 a game. Michael Porter Jr. is having a little rougher patch than he was earlier in the season. He has dipped down in the Rookie of the Year race. DeAndre Ayton seems to be taking control of it there. He's just missing some shots, which I don't think is that shocking, because when you ask a rookie to have the second most amount of attempts on your team, then you shouldn't expect him to be too efficient. I don't know if the rookie wall is a thing in 2K, I don't know. This kind of reminds me of like Kevin Durant's rookie year, where you can see the scoring potential, but it's just not going to happen in 1 season, you know? I mean, he's had moments. I mean, if we look through his stats some more, which I'm not going to do because I just don't, but there are a lot of big games in there as well. So this is just par for the course. Very rarely our rookie is actually winning players, and I think we're just seeing that with Michael Porter Jr. now. So we are not going to overreact to him shooting a not beautiful percentage. I'm not going to ask him to shoot the ball less. I mean, I guess if it gets like really bad, then I might have him shoot a little less, but as of right now, I say keep on doing what you're doing, Porter. Just hoist him up there. We got to look at Patrick Beverley, who's currently injured. 6 to 8 weeks with a torn calf muscle, I believe. So Devontae Graham's coming up, and he will be playing some backup point guard for us moving forward. We'll see how he's able to perform in that role. If we can get to TJ Warren, he is not missing almost anything, over 50% from the field. only getting 9 shots up a game, I think TJ's value as a player comes from his ability to score and do it efficiently, right? So perhaps we could bump up his shot tendency a little bit, maybe make him the third scoring option for us in the coaching settings. I mean, he's technically the third option anyway, but I think when you tell 2K to make him the third option, it kind of like creates or makes the gap a little bigger between him and the guy below him, I guess. Because if TJ is not able to get a solid, 12 or so shots up a game, then his value, I think, is diminished a little bit. Now, it would help if he could shoot threes, sure, but I don't know. It is a little awkward with him just because, someone like Josh Jackson can make an impact on the game without shooting that much. Rebounds, defense, making plays for others. TJ's got to put the ball in the basket, and a lot of the time he needs the ball in his hand with isolations and things like that, but it seems to be okay so far for him. Dražen Bender is currently in the most improved player discussion. Number 5. He's probably not going to win, but we can make note of what he's doing anyway. Shooting very well from 3. 36% on 4 attempts a game. That's solid. He's had some good stat lines, He grabs rebounds, he makes plays for others, he shoots 10 threes a game against the Pelicans, which I respect. How many minutes per game is he getting right now? About 25 a game, I want to say. His minutes were just here for these 2 games, but I didn't bother checking. He can just do things, The question is going to be, at what point does Bender pretty much have to start? Because we do have to face a reality here. Josh Jackson and Dražen Bender probably can't be coming off the bench forever for us. At a certain point, they're just going to be too good and too valuable. And, at that point, TJ Warren would be the guy who's probably out because we assume Michael Porter will be a big scorer. We'll just have to see what happens, For now, we can just see these guys just improve and go through the ups and downs of being young players. But they're showing us some good signs, and even though Dražen Bender might not have made every 3 in that Pelicans game, 10 attempts is pretty confident. Now let's look at some trade rumors, which goes to the title of this video. I don't know why Steven Adams is being rumored. The Thunder are the 5th seed. They've got Westbrook in the MVP discussion. Steven Adams is a win right now player. I have it set to where whenever CPU teams want to make a trade, I have to approve it. I'm going to shoot down any Steven Adams move. I don't even know why he would be in the discussion. If we get to another name, Reggie Jackson, the Detroit Pistons, this one makes a little bit more sense because they're currently 13-33. They have Blake Griffin, so that move happened. We should remember that. Will we jump in on this one? No, I don't think Reggie Jackson is good enough for us to really give them anything. I think Patrick Beverley is more valuable to us than Reggie Jackson would be. So we're just going to let that do what it does. An interesting one here, though. Jarrett Allen wants out of Brooklyn. He's very unhappy. He says that he's not a good fit there. He wants to play somewhere else, and they haven't used him at all this season. Spencer Hawes is above him on the thing. This one's interesting. Now, I know we've got the Mitchell Robinson, Marquise Chris competition going on at center, but if Jarrett Allen is better than both of them, and there's a possibility he is, because he's about as athletic as Marquise Chris is, but he's a better defender. So he's kind of like the combination of the 2 guys that we have currently. We might have to jump on that one, but hold on. There's another center. Bam Adebayo. Okay, now this one. First off, very similar to Jarrett Allen, okay? He's not playing. He wants out. Miami's around the 6th seed. The reason why I wouldn't immediately shoot down this one is because sometimes young players just fall out of rotations and, Miami's a good team, so maybe they want to win right now. I think Bam Adebayo has the potential to be like an elite defensive player. And I know I was talking about Bol earlier on, and that's a real thing. Do we jump on this? Do we trade for Bam Adebayo? Do we take advantage of Miami being a little weird? There's 2 good centers available right now who are on the career paths we want. Jarrett Allen, Bam Adebayo. I mean, we may have to trade for one of these guys.